Welcome to Janet Teaches DRU Yoga. What I want to introduce you to in this short video is how the mind, the body and the emotions are all linked, and how yoga and other therapies actually help that balance be achieved. It's referred to as somatic, S-O-M-A-T-I-C theory, and anything that works with that theory and helps to heal is called somatic therapy, and yoga is one of those. And this theory is developed in showing, if you think about it, your body quite simply reflects how you are feeling. So if you're all relaxed and comfortable, or are you uptight? See the difference in those shoulders straight away? Is the face relaxed, or is it tight? You know, you're showing your emotions, not just in your face, but the way that you move your body. Somebody who is perhaps, if I just come up and show you, the way you walk, for instance, if you walk confidently, you're striding out, okay? Your shoulders are back, you're lifted, you're looking at where you're going, and you're quite confident. Somebody is either not in a good place mentally or feeling lack of confidence. Huge difference, isn't there? So your body is reacting to your emotions, and it is getting this link together. And what tends to happen is you feel out of balance. Mentally, things go, oh, I'm too, and you'll go down to one side almost, or down to the other side. And it's things are not right for you. So in the movement of yoga, what we're doing is, as you know, if you've done it with me regularly or you've used other teachers, you do everything on both sides in both directions. So we're not just always working on one side and therefore activating one side of the brain, we're doing the other. We also do things that are referred to as cross crawl. So anytime that when I do something like that, where it's opposite hand to opposite knee, that is cross crawl, because what I'm doing is engaging left and right brain, both of them, and it's activating them to cross over rather than working separately. So even if you were doing perhaps a spinal twist, say, lying spinal twist, what we're doing, as well as getting that lovely twist on the spine, see how I'm bringing right over left, left hand, right hand. They're all doing something different. So you're doing that stretch out, and you've brought the right foot over onto the left side, you're turning to the right, you're bringing the left hand, so you're working both sides. So through working the body, you're starting to create that balance of mind and emotions. And it is really worth linking into your body, doing that kind of, just close your eyes and working your way through your body and noticing where you have any tension, because that's the bit that needs to be released. And it's really useful to think about, why is the tension in that part of my body? So a book I'd like to introduce you to is, which keeps this really quite simple and straightforward. And I've got two versions of it, so they have two different covers. And it's called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay. And this is very much a personal development book. And Louise L. Hay wrote this after she'd dealt with a lot of clients as a therapist. And it is very much a personal development book. However, I'll just put one of them down. At the back of the book, there is a great long list. And it is a long list, as you can see. And what happened was that Louise noticed that people who came to her with the same emotional problems had the same physical problems. There was a distinct link between what was happening in the emotions to what was happening, or the belief system as well, what was happening in the body. And you can study this is metaphysics, but this is a really simple approach. So if you've got, for instance, problems with your knees, so say you've got stiff knees, or there's hurting, or there's something going on with your knees, what she says is knee problems are stubborn ego and pride. The inability to bend, there's fear, inflexibility, and you won't give in. So if you've got really tight legs, it's because you're holding on to it, you're being stubborn, and it goes through your body. Generally joints as well, it is worth noting, it's about a resistance, which of course stubbornness is, to move forward. So whether that's hip joints, knee joints, foot, you're resisting moving forward with your life. And pick another one. Lungs. Now the lungs, I mean, that's taking in your breath. That's the thing that you need to live. I've often said you can do without food for a length of time, you can do without drink. You can't stop breathing. So the lungs represent the ability to take in life. Now, if you've got lung problems, this is where we often refer to as they hold the grief that you have. So start to think about these things. Louise also says depression, grief, as I've said, fear of taking in life, not feeling worthy of living life fully. I don't deserve. You know, it's that kind of thing. So you really want to start thinking about, what is my body trying to tell me? Because it is trying to tell you something. I sometimes refer to it as your barometer. It tells you where you're at. But by practicing yoga, then you are creating that alignment, that you're allowing things to come into balance. I'll just sit down for a moment. Something else you can also watch is a fascinating, about 20-minute video by a lady called Jill Bolte-Taylor. So it's Bolt with an E on dash Taylor, Jill with a J. And her experience of having a stroke. And she's a scientist. So she tells a good story. She gets her point across in a very understandable way. But that stroke affected the left side of her brain. Now, your left side of your brain is your logic. You know that, that is a hand, those are fingers, those are fingernails. That's your left-hand side of your brain telling you that. It's also the bit that tells you to remember to do things and go places and prepare your work or whatever. Your right side of your brain, so L for logic, left side, your right side of your brain, I've referred to as the romantic, the R, okay? That's the part of you that wonders, that creates, the what ifs, and how about we try, and allows you to enjoy music and that flow of life. You need both of them. You will be more left or right brained, but you need both of them. We need logic and we need romance in our lives. It's the bit of you that allows you to enjoy life, but at the same time deal with your problems and sort things out. So it's both. Now, what happened with happened with Jill was when her left side went, the logic went, but it allowed her right brain to go, wow, this amazing world and what can happen, and anything can happen. The only restriction that we have in life is what our left brain places on it, and you will feel that in your body. So Jill Bolte-Taylor, and it's referred to, you'll find it on TED Talks, but if you just want to search it, it's called My Stroke of Insight. Really worth looking at. Start to get to know this amazing thing you've been given called a body. It's not who you are. This isn't who I am, but it represents who I am. It's my vehicle for getting round the physical world. So when it starts to have a problem, then there is something going on that's saying, I'm not happy, there's something wrong. If you've got tight shoulders, well, think of the sayings we have. I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm weighed down. If you've got a stiff neck or a pain in the neck, think of what we say, such and such is a pain in the neck. And people who come to me with pains in the neck, and I ask them that question and I simply say, who is the pain in the neck? They go, oh yeah. They know. So, you know, we say we feel sick to our stomach, or we've got butterflies in our tummy. And that's referring to the energies there, because, round here is your confidence, your emotions sit here. So anytime that things are out of sync for you, you're going to feel it here. So there's lots of ways that your body can indicate to you what's going on. And you need that balance, because it's not just about what you can see. You've got your insides as well. So if you're tensing on the outside, it means your organs are tensing on the inside. And if that goes on long enough, that's where disease comes from, because the organs aren't allowed to flow and do their work because they're in tension. So again, by using yoga, meditation, and a lovely therapy that I use that I will speak to you about on another video is emotional freedom technique, which works with the meridians of the body as we do in acupuncture. So something I'll explain in a future video. So for now, get to know your body. Notice when there's something not quite working. Do some relaxation. Do some meditation. Move your body on both sides. If you're aware that you use one side more than the other, right, bring the other one in. You know, I know we're all left or right-handed, a few of us are ambidextrous, but the more you use your body in that way, you know, I mean, even yoga teachers, we sometimes get it wrong, because you have a habit, if you don't think about it, of always demonstrating on the same side. So you've done more on one side than the other. So it's being aware of, and then think, right, well, I need to practice on that side as well and demonstrate on that side. So if there's something going wrong on this physical body, it's trying to tell you something. And if you don't do something about the situation and think you can ignore it, then the body will just get worse. It's trying to say, Houston, we've got a problem, please do something. So think about your joints. You can look up on the internet if you want to buy the book, or you can just find the list, Louise Hay's work, and that list. What is your body trying to tell you? It's a problem you need to sort out. So I hope that's been interesting and a little bit different from my other videos. And thank you very much. Namaste.